Girl Scouts of the Philippines, Pangasinan Council, a glimpse of the past, then and now. Reminiscing the past of the Girl Scouts of the Philippines in the province of Pangasinan binds its legacy then to what it is now. Girl Scouting movement is a non-government organization that attracts girls and motivates young women to be more actively engaged in their community through their leadership and service, and develops value-oriented girls and women through its value-laden indoor and outdoor activities. By the virtue of Commonwealth Act 542 series of 1940, the Girl Scouts of the Philippines was then authorized to organize and operate. The GSP Pangasinan Council was established in 1948 and was the first to be chartered on December 2, 1949 in Northern Luzon. Yet, even before its formal grant of recognition from GSP National in 1947, Girl Scout troops were already organized in Tayug High School, Agno High School, and Lingayen High School. In 1948, Bani Elementary School also registered its Girl Scout troop, of which request to register was approved by the GSP National Training Division. The Council's policy and charter were awarded by Maria Calao Katigbak, who was then the GSP National President, with Ms. Mariquita Castelo, National Executive, and Ms. Belen E. Gutierrez, National Commissioner. The establishment of the GSP Pangasinan Council materialized with the election of its officers. The first elected president was then Mrs. Nancy Q. Season, with her other officers created as vice president, secretary, treasurer, honorary provincial officers, and committee chairpersons on program, public relations, finance, and training. Journey towards a triumphant future. After the creation of the GSP Pangasinan Council and the election of officers, the first Provincial Council and Troop Leaders Convention were held in Lingayen on February 2, 1952, attended by 33 leaders from the province. A decade later, girls and teachers troops were organized. GSP membership increased and troop leaders training and organization were achieved. In the early years of its organization and foundation, the temporary office was in the house of Mrs. Nancy Q. Season. Then after a successful fundraising raffle in 1961, during the term of the then Council President Paz Rodriguez, the GSP building was finally realized and construction was approved by Governor Francisco Q. Duque. Chaired by Dr. Ovid Rus, and by the late 1960s, it was expanded to include a conference room and a dormitory. In 1968, the Council's request for an amendment on the land lease contract was approved by the government Cipriano Primicias Jr. with the consent of the Provincial Board. More than half of a century ago, from the date of its construction, the GSP headquarters had undergone several developments despite the distractions brought about by time and storm. Hence, it needed to be changed. Thus, in the decade after 2000, the work and negotiation for the new and modern GSP headquarters began. In 2012, Governor Amado T. Espino Jr., whose full support led to the realization of the newly constructed GSP headquarters, inaugurated the edifice. Today, 70 years after the establishment of the GSP Pangasinan Council, it already has a total membership of 96,311 girls, 14,304 adult leaders, both group leaders and field advisors, and 235 associate members. The Council covers 5 DepEd school divisions, to wit, Pangasinan 1 Division, Pangasinan 2 Division, Alaminos City Division, San Carlos City Division, and Urdaneta City Division within the 6 provincial congressional districts. It also includes girls and adults from private schools and Catholic schools within the province of Pangasinan. It is one of the most relevant and progressive civic and non-government organizations in the province, which serves the communities in the areas of environment, health and nutrition, community and family cohesiveness, peace, and education. It opens a vast horizon for girls and young women to develop their full potentials by way of the knowledge base and practice it provides in training, skills development, human relations, and leadership programs. Furthermore, it is an avenue for the improvement of the girls and young women's traits and values due to its value-laden activities as embodied in the Girl Scout Promise and Law. Women Empowerment to Salute and Immaculate. Under the GSP, women are empowered to run its administration as well as supervision over the young girls and adult women. The presidency began with Nancy Q. Season, followed by other women with great determination and commitment to serve and develop girls to become future leaders through Girl Scouting. This worth emulating women with different leadership styles and notable accomplishments. Nancy Q. Season, 1948 to 1957. Paz Rodriguez, 1957 to 1961. Mercedes D. Sanchez, 1962 to 1964. Celia Lichauco, 1965 to 1967. Celestina Reyna, 1968 to 1978. Dr. Barbara M. Jovellanos, 1979 to 1980. Dr. Rosalina Posadas, MD, 1980 to 1987. Purina R. A. Braganza, 1988 to 1990. Also in 1997 to 2003. Juliana B. Lawag, 1990 to 1994. Lorena N. Abilon, 1994 to 1997. Also in 2003 to 2006. Irene F. Libunaw, 2006 to 2012. Perla T. Cornell, 2012 to 2018. Honorable Judy L. Vargas, 2019 to present. Our present Council President Honorable Judy D. L. Vargas is a servant leader of Lingayen, Pangasinan, former municipal kagawad, and now the Vice Mayor of Lingayen. She is a politically blooded lady with a civic-spirited heart is embodied within her, hence making her leadership extraordinary and intense. At the age of 28, she is the youngest to hold the presidential post in the history of the council. Yet, just like her predecessors, she has a great dream for the improvement of the GSP Pangasinan Council holistically in all its limitless borders for the council to maintain its all-year outstanding accomplishments as evidenced by its flourishing outstanding records and ratings. She spearheads the incomparable celebration of the 70th anniversary of the GSP Pangasinan Council, an event that everyone can forget and always reminisce. The GSP Pangasinan Council began to flourish with the outstanding leadership of its numerous presidents, hence it has turned into an ever-accomplishing and most thriving and promising council in our country today. Hand in hand with its hard-working presidents were the council executives who too dreamt of making the GSP Pangasinan Council worth serving for. In 1949, Miss Erica del Castillo, a former teacher, was appointed the council executive after undergoing training in the GSP National Headquarters. It was under her incumbency that the council was able to establish itself as an independent organization. She spent 34 years of her fruitful life in the Girl Scout movement from 1949 to 1983, wherein she worked with 7 elected council presidents. Whatever the achievements and glory gained in Girl Scouting, it is undeniable that she had been an integral part of being the executive, the initiator, and the moving spirit. Upon Miss Castillo's retirement in 1983, Mrs. Yvonne Farah V. Chua, a former high school teacher and was once a responsible troop leader, took over as council executive from 1983 to 2009. She believed in the passage, "The future is not ours to see. We have had a glimpse of the glorious past of the Pangasinan Council." She foresaw that the GSP Pangasinan Council will expand in membership. More volunteers will pour in and it will become bigger, better, and nobler than the past as the years roll by. From 2010 to the present, the GSP Pangasinan Council is headed by a young, active, alert, talented but humble council executive, Mrs. Euphemia B. de Guzman. With her untiring efforts, she received an award of recognition for her meritorious services and multifarious accomplishments to the council, making her and the council achieve the highest performance of outstanding. The council, through her leadership, can maintain exemplary performance throughout the years. GSP events to remember and reminisce. Significant events were noted that accentuates the GSP's conviction to develop the intellectual prowess as well as the skills and talents of the young girls. On February 23, 1952, the council hosted the first provincial encampment. The 23rd National Encampment was held on April 14 to 25, 1985 at San Fabian, Pangasinan under the leadership of the Council President Dr. Rosalina O. Posadas. Dona Consuelo Vida de Perez lent her 13-hectare private beach area as temporary national campsite. Dona Consuelo developed the campsite on her own, giving herself completely her time, money, energy, and resources, which showed an enduring monument to her labor of love. On June 22 to 27, 1990, the Council hosted the 50th National Environmental Camp held in Alaminos City during the incumbency of Mrs. Juliana Bilawag as the Council President. The 4th National Meeting of Council Executives and Council Presidents took place in Pangasinan and hosted by the GSP Pangasinan Council last January 20 to 23, 1999. The 37th Regional Encampment last December 19 to 22, 2009 and 39th Regional Encampment last December 13 to 16, 2012 were also held in the province of Pangasinan and were made possible because of the hosting the GSP Pangasinan Council. Lately, on March 2019, the Regional Council meeting was held at Lingayen, Pangasinan and was hospitably hosted by the Pangasinan Council. GSP Achievers, to be proud and be recognized. Because of the meritorious services and unselfish and motivating efforts of the Council Board officers, particularly the Awards Committee under the umbrella of the Program Committee, as well as the invaluable support of our provincial, municipal, and community leaders, the Girl Scouts of the Philippines Pangasinan Council was able to receive merits and recognitions, awards, and distinctions throughout the years. Here are some of the merits and recognition received by Pangasinan Council. One of the top 10 councils of the country from 1996 to 1997. Recipient of HCB Badgework Award 2006 to 2009. Highest Badgework Record 2009 to 2012. Highest number of Chief Girl Scout Medalists 2009 to 2014. Producer of 5 Magic Spot projects, and producer of 2 Pilar Hidalgo Lim Troop projects. Also, top 10 in National Equipment Sales Triennium 2018 to 2021. Achievers were being recognized every triennium as embodied in the plan of action of the Program Committee and Awards Committee chaired by Mrs. Trinidad Q. Bautista. These achievers are being classified under the following categories: Outstanding Field Advisor, Outstanding Troop Leader, Outstanding Trainer, Outstanding Girl Scout, and Outstanding GSP Administrator from both elementary and secondary level. Their folders were being evaluated with a set of criteria lifted from the GSP National Recognition Scheme and DepEd Memoranda on searches for outstanding teachers, as well as DECs or DepEd orders, criteria for selection of school heads, and Master Teacher 1 and 2. Years after years, GSP Pangasinan Council is always in the limelight as of its numerous achievements and multifarious contributions to the school, community, and the country. It is always at the top for service to everybody, particularly its constituents. For everybody to know, the following personalities are occupying positions in the GSP Regional Council: Dr. Perla T. Cornel, the former Council President of the Pangasinan Council, and Melody B. Estrada from Alaminos City National High School, who was once a girl representative of the GSP Pangasinan Council, are now the Northern Luzon Region Vice Chairman and Girl Representative respectively. In the GSP National Recognition Scheme, the Pangasinan Council also occupy a slot. Cadet Girl Scout Brisha Erica Faye F. Recto, a council girl representative, is not only a Chief Girl Scout medalist but a recipient of an award, Outstanding Girl Scout 2020 national level. This year, another Girl Scout representative bloomed into a National Outstanding Girl Scout 2019, Cadet Girl Scout Melody B. Estrada, while the District Field Advisor of Binalonan II, Dr. Rosalita F. Damasco, garnered the award of being the National Outstanding Field Advisor 2019. At the top of all its achievements, the following programs and projects that makes everybody in the scouting movement of the Pangasinan Council busy and enjoying its activities. Here are some of the programs and projects initiated by the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. The 8-Point Challenge, Chief Girl Scout Medal Scheme, Magic Spot Projects. Now its new programs are the Free Being Me, Girl-Powered Nutrition, and the pioneer of the Catholic Guiding and Girl Scouting in the Catholic schools within Archdiocese of Lingayen Dagupan, headed by Archbishop Socrates B. Villegas. Pilar Hidalgo Lim Projects, SAVER, or the Service Auxiliary Volunteers for Emergency and Relief, Cherish and Tulong Bata. The Pangasinan Girl Scout Council, being one of the best and high-performing councils in the country, continues its commitment towards the development of character, talents and skills, community and health. More so, it aims for the holistic development of the child and the place she lives in. We, the Council Board officers and Council staff, troop leaders, field advisors, volunteers, and Girl Scouts are looking forward to a more fruitful and meaningful implementation of all its programs and projects in the next trienniums.
Show kindness to everyone, to those who need a smile and struggle through the